Minecraft 1.16 is terrible. Just kidding, it's amazing. But that isn't to say that there are some things in it that weren't so good, which is what I'm going to cover in this video and show you my solutions for those problems. Along with this video, I'm also making one on what 1.16 did right, and how to make it even better. So make sure to check that out. It'll be linked in the description and the iCards. So without further ado, my name is Kestrel Plays, and let's hop right in. Number 1 on the list is the Bastion Remnant. Now this is a cool structure, a nice idea, but the way it's executed, in my mind, is not too good. It looks like someone's come along and blown it up. I understand that it's a remnant, but it's become so remnantified. I don't know what the word is. But it's become so remnantified that it looks less Bastion-y. Making new words with Kestrel. But yeah. Personally, I think it needs a redesign because it's not very nice to look at. The second thing wrong with the Bastion is its terrible loot. We got a golden sword, some bone blocks, and some iron nuggets. And if you look at the other structures in Minecraft, it's clear that this is a problem amongst all of them. Now, adding the best gear in the game, to the loot tables is not feasible because it's the top of the line stuff. And adding much better gear, to make that more mid-tier stuff, is impossible. The reason it's impossible to do this is because of Minecraft's sandbox aspects. You can encounter pretty much any mob at any time, no matter what gear you have. Take this as an example. Say Mojang makes a monster that has 1000 health. Then, in order to fight this mob, they create a nice new weapon that deals 100 damage per hit. Look at a normal mob. It has 8 health, which is perfectly fine for an iron sword that does 4 attack damage. However, using the new weapon, you can insta-kill any mob you come across, not just sheep. That includes zombies, creepers, even endermen. And if you only have iron tools and armor, the super powerful mob can crush you super quickly. Now, the only possible solution is to gate this mob, which means it only spawns in one area and you can only use the weapon in that area. So this does absolutely nothing unless you're in this area. And that goes against the very sandbox core of Minecraft. And it's annoying and not really worth it. Next up, the removal of AFK fishing. Now, I am not saying that they should not have removed it. I get that on servers, if you don't want it happening, it's hard to control. Which is why I have this solution. If you do not want AFK fishing, Mojang really should have made this a game rule. So the way they fixed it is basically you can't get treasure loot and stuff. You can't get the enchanted books, name tags, all that sort of stuff. You can't get that when you're fishing like this. You have to be in like an open pond. I feel like there should be a game rule, so like do open fishing or something that is on by default, so or off by default. So you cannot get treasure loot by default. But if you are a server owner like me and you want AFK fishing in your world, or you're single player and you want AFK fishing, you can turn it on. Personally, I really like AFK fishing because it really cuts down the time you have to spend in the early game, which is kind of fun and kind of not fun. Next, we have Nether Fortresses. Now you may be asking, what's wrong with these? They weren't changed. That's the problem. They did not update the existing structures here in the Nether. This is a Nether Fortress. They were first introduced in update 1.0 all the way back in 2011, and I'm pretty sure nothing's changed since. There are only 2 blocks in this fortress. And maybe stairs. Okay, 3 blocks. Stairs, rarely. Fences, rarely. And then nether brick blocks. Since 2011, we've gotten this. And then this update, we get these 2 blocks. And then they don't update it. There are so many possibilities with the Nether Fortress. Instead, they spent their time introducing griefed Minecraft fortresses and called them bastions. Anyway, I feel like Mojang really should have at least done something, like, even if they didn't intend to fully update the fortress, at least, you know, mix in some cracked stone bricks, and that would really have made this a lot more, you know, acceptable. Because why would you introduce blocks that you're not even going to use? Oh wait, smithing tables and flushing tables. Which, by the way, flushing tables still don't have a use. Like, they gave the smithing table one. I just don't think they have an idea for the flushing table. That's gonna do it for today's video. If you have anything that you felt that 1.16 did wrong, feel free to leave it down in the comments with your ideas on how to fix it. Also, don't forget to check out, you know, what it did right. I'm not all negativity. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe. Oh, and by the way, as soon as you update to 1.16, the Strider Apocalypse will begin, and Mojang will be taken over, and updates will then be run by Striders. See ya!